Stand by. Go see. Current. Thank you.
Just over a week ago, this was the site of a triple murder. Today, the park was the site of a community using Good Friday to try to heal. Plus, Louisiana's health secretary quits amid an investigation of his former employer, and why one lawmaker wants this kind of car rim outlawed on Louisiana roads. 7 News at 6 starts now.
Go see.
Now, in high definition, sponsored by Nissan of Lake Charles. This is 7 News at 6.
Come on, Charlie. Thank you.
Hello there, I'm Charlie Haldeman in for Cynthia Arsenault tonight. Today, McMillan Park was full of laughter and games. But that wasn't the case last week when 3 teens were shot.
We'll go to sound from
Harvey,
C.
David
We'll come back
Galmore, and
to the
Fitzgerald
flash.
Guillory all died as a result of the gunshots. Courtney Lang is here to tell us now about Good Friday at that park. Courtney?
Like you.
The parking lot was full and sidewalks were busy with people headed down to Sunlight Manor in McMillan Park. More than 20 local churches and businesses partnered together today to create a Good Friday celebration, hoping to restore the park to its initial purpose. The day began with an Easter egg hunt that was easily the most eggs any of the children and adults had ever seen.
Wow, it's a lot of eggs. You see how many eggs they have? They have so many eggs. And they said, Mama, you don't have to buy us an Easter basket or any candy because we got so much.
Businesses and churches came together, bringing games, food, and organized tournaments to the park.
We said, let's do something on Good Friday that does two things. One, it replaces joy in a place where there should be instead of tragedy. And then two, we can do something that will initiate culture transformation.
And everyone hoping the day will change the way people view the park.
It brings life back. This community was hurting. This community was crying because of the situation that happened.
And they all agree there couldn't be a better day than Good Friday to bring a positive light to the community here in this park.
We believe that on Good Friday is a great example of that. When something burns to the ground, like when Jesus was crucified, something beautiful, because of God's love, something beautiful can rise up out of the ashes.
Fun because they putting out stuff and not to be scared and just have fun and have a great time. And
pastors spent time teaching youth how to build a bench.
Get the young people who maybe haven't done that to help us build them, so that way when they come to this park every day, they'll see something that they did.
And mentors from a local church spent time building relationships with kids who may not have a role model in their life.
Offer the program to other young kids so we can prevent this tragedy from going further in the future.
And it seems like that message is already sinking in.
People don't need to be killing other people. It's supposed to be a non-violent world.
And that message is one that everyone hopes will stick around.
And we believe because of God's love that the city can be different and people can engage. Young people don't have to end their lives in tragedy.
Police are still looking for a third suspect in those murders. Anyone with information is asked to call Lake Charles Police. At your service, Courtney Lang, KPLC 7 News.
All 3 victims of the shooting will be laid to rest tomorrow. The funeral for Jaminski and Arvey will be tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 at Fondell Memorial Chapel. Visitation begins at 11 a.m. Visitation for David Galmore tomorrow morning at 9 at King's Funeral Home. The funeral follows at 10. Fitzgerald Guillory's funeral is set for 11 a.m. at King's Funeral Home following visitation that starts at 9 a.m. Tonight we know the name of the man Lake Charles police say raped one woman and tried to rape another. 31-year-old Sean Riggs of Lake Charles is accused of both attacks that happened in the 1500 block of 4th Avenue earlier this month. He's charged with rape, attempted rape, and indecent behavior with juveniles. His bond was set at $300,000. The former Jennings police chief, accused of stealing evidence from the evidence room, says he's not guilty. Johnny Lassiter entered the plea during a brief court appearance. He's charged with malfeasance and other felony counts. Lassiter is set to stand trial September 16th. He was arrested in January, resigned as a police officer 3 days later. Louisiana's health secretary quits amid an investigation of his former employer. Bruce Greenstein resigned today as state and federal probes investigate the awarding of a Medicaid contract to a company known as CSNI. That $200 million contract was canceled last week by the Jindal administration. A Jindal spokesman says the governor did not ask Greenstein to resign. Kathy Kleber will replace Greenstein, at least on an interim basis. It's just over a week until the legislative session gets underway, and Governor Bobby Jindal makes last-minute changes to his controversial tax swap program. Now, the plan would push sales taxes from the current 4% to 6.25%. The dollars generated by the sales tax hike would be used to offset the elimination of the state's personal and business income taxes. The governor is going across the state to promote the plan.
Eliminating income taxes will give more control to the taxpayer.
9 seconds, own money, more VO, come back keyed. Stand by Mike.
More control over their own money.
Mike Q.
The Louisiana Association of Business and Industry opposes that plan. The group claims the tax swap would add an additional $500 million in taxes on business. The legislative session begins April 8th. They are a popular trend in car accessories these days. Rims that extend out from the side of the car, but some say they are dangerous. Now, one Louisiana lawmaker wants them banned from the roads before anyone gets hurt. Allison Bourne-Vanek has the story.
It's frightening, and for me to even think about a pedestrian.
129 public safety issues coming back keyed. Then we'll go to a full screen. I hate those
Terry
things.
Landry says he doesn't know anyone who's been injured, but he's being proactive.
Yeah, because like it was one tight road, and I was just like, God, you're going so slow. I can't get around you. And like he was being a jerk, so he would come closer every time I tried passing him, and I was like, screw this, and I went on the side road.
The bill restricts rims that extend beyond the vehicle, but it doesn't prevent stores from selling them.
Damage my car,
Cars with extended rims just can't go on the road.
There are people who have cars for show cars. They don't take them. They put them
about a minute out.
They take them to car shows. They never get on the roadways. This doesn't prevent that. This prevents for the usage on the highways.
While the legislation prohibits rims from extending past the fender well, one store says that this fender flare offers a solution.
This flare is basically what this is, to extend out 3 inches from where the factory was to compensate for the extra coverage of what we added to this truck.
Fender flares are an option for extended rims like these. Rim Pros chooses not to sell
15.
This type.
We have a lot of people moving about our highways and our streets.
10.
And this bill prevents some of these intrusions outside the fender well, which is basically a public safety issue.
Mike Q.
That bill and many more will be debated when the 2013 legislative session begins, again on April 8th.
Go full screen.
Louisiana's unemployment rate has crept up again. The February numbers,
Stand by to animate it out. We'll go back, come back to a 3 to 2,
rate
then 1 on
is
Cedric.
still down nearly a full % from where it was
Take it
last
out.
year. In weather, we had a good Friday.
Stand by,
good weather
Cedric.
for Good Friday. Cedric Haynes. That's more on that.
That's right. You stole my line, Charles.
Sorry about
That's okay then. We had great weather out there for your Friday. Temperatures into the mid-70s and plenty of sunshine. Check out the satellite radar composite. We've got clouds moving in from the north and west, and that's a sign of some changes.
We'll come back to 3 and 2, then we'll go to video out of 1. You'll get your zoom out on 1.
Moving by to our north. But check out the numbers that we had out there today. Mid-70s across all of southwest Louisiana. In fact, 75 was a very popular number, not only in Lake Charles, but also north of I-10 for places like DeRidder and Fort Polk. We're going to be looking at some warm numbers. Right now, we're still in the low 70s across southwest Louisiana. 70 in Lake Charles, 72 in Lafayette with plenty of sunshine. Where the clouds are beginning to move in first in the northwest, you got temperatures in the mid-70s, but you can see the clouds increasing in DeRidder. So take a look at your evening forecast. Temperatures will stay warm right on through the evening with just those clouds on the increase, but rain chances are going to be going up. Charlie, we're going to talk more about that.
3 days up.
And
Did
we'll
you
let
even
know
say
about
anything to him?
nice warming trend for the
Maybe.
weekend, but a cool down is also in the future.
Thank you, Cedric.
Sneak in your
The
cards,
early
stand by
bird
break.
gets the worm.
Stand by 1.
Or the crawfish. The story is 7
Go
News
1.
at 6 continues.
In 3, 2, 1. Fade, take it.
Hey man, fix that graphic you said 12.
15. Stand by. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go C. Go Key, my Q.
Good Friday means crawfish time for many families in southwest Louisiana, and it was a very busy day at JT Seafood on Lake Street. People were lined up early this morning to get their hands on some crawfish.
We're going to mix to a sod out of 2 with Banner.
Customers have been reserving orders for the weekend since Mardi Gras. The sacks are kept in a refrigerated trailer outside of the shop. That made it easier for the employees to distribute. There were only enough crawfish in that trailer to sell to people with reservations, but some lucky customers were able to get some extra non-reserved orders sold straight off the delivery truck. Owner Brad Swallow says today's sales have been very steady.
Live crawfish, we've had some good sales. I think
15 seconds, it's out. Sunday morning, more VO2
We sold a lot yesterday, which was Holy Thursday. We got a lot sold today. We got a lot sold tomorrow. We got a lot sold for Easter Sunday morning.
Mike Q.
Aside from all the hustle on their busiest day of the year, Swallow and his employees say they're keeping the true meaning of Good Friday in mind as they go throughout their day. A local clothing giveaway is making sure everyone looks sharp for Easter. The event put on this year by the Water's Edge Church on Power Center Parkway in Lake Charles. It started at 8 a.m. and continued till there were no clothing left. Many families, new clothing for Easter just isn't in their budget.
We give away free clothes, we have shoes, we go from infants
18 seconds, others out, more VO2 Center.
It's totally free. The community
10 seconds.
God pretty much puts everyone here for a purpose. If you
5,
need help,
stand by
this is
his
what
mic.
we can do. This is what he sends everyone here to do. It's just to help each other out.
Mike Q.
The project was started by the Bethany Baptist Church in LeBleu and carried on by First Baptist Moss Bluff and now at Water's Edge. Just about an hour ago, a 6-mile March for Christ ended at St. Teresa Church in Carlos in time for Good Friday service. 40th year of this celebration. The march began at Our Lady of Foxborough Church in Sulphur. While carrying 130-foot rosary, the marchers sang and prayed the way of the cross. Young and old, the marchers made of parents, babies in strollers, older kids, all the way up to senior citizens. All were asked to wear red shirts in honor of the event.
And it's very inspiring. As we walk along, we pick up walkers, and we've had some conversion experiences.
16 seconds. The Christ, more VO2
we walk
Center.
along and pray and sing and really devote this whole 6 miles to the passion of Christ.
Mike Q.
We're told in 40 years there's only been one rainout in its history, back in 1996. The annual Easter egg hunt that draws hundreds near the Lake Charles Civic Center was again a success this Good Friday. The KYKZ Kicks 96 Easter egg hunt kicked off at 10 this morning at Veterans Memorial Park. The sponsors of the event provided thousands of eggs, chocolate eggs, including many eggs with some special prizes.
Son of 2.
Happy Easter, everyone. By having a lot of candy, Hershey bars, and sneakers.
Getting a lot of candy and eggs.
5.
I'm going to share it with my brothers and sisters.
Mike Q.
This is the 25th year the radio station has sponsored the event, and we invite you to send us your Easter holiday photos through KPLC's ViewerNet. You'll find the link to ViewerNet on our homepage, KPLC-TV.com.
And 3 is up.
Easter weekend. Glad it's this weekend and not last weekend.
That's right. It was cold. It's going to be warm this weekend. And the question is how long the warmer weather will stick around. But I think it will definitely stick around this weekend. Look at 73, a very popular number right now from our weather watchers from Faye and Oakdale, Wanda and Sugartown, and also from Jackie and Moss Bluff. We'll let you know when that cool down is expected right after this.
Was Mike and Faye.
See? Your pinpoint forecast with meteorologist Cedric Haynes.
Okay, 15. 10. Don't worry about animating it in because they get weird. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go see.
Now your pinpoint forecast with meteorologist Cedric Haynes.
Good Friday afternoon. We are dealing with some good weather on your Good Friday. Sunshine, 70 degrees, south-southwest breeze at 8 miles per hour. That's continuing to bring in that warmer weather. Notice the dew points into the 50s. Very comfortable out there. So man, we couldn't ask for any better weather to be outside today. I know a lot of people were jumping into that crawfish experience there today, and the weather is perfect for it outside. 70s all across the board and all across the state. 75 in Monroe, 74 in Shreveport, and 75 degrees in Alexandria. 70 in Lake Charles, and as you head across the border, warmer air out to our west. 75 Waco, 75 in Abilene, and 77 in San Antonio. And yes, the warmer weather is moving our way and will be here with us as we go throughout the rest of your holiday weekend. Let's take you into Southwest Louisiana right now. Report out some specific temperatures. Again, 73 degrees in Oakdale, 73 in Fort Polk and DeRidder still currently. We've got 71 degrees in DeQuincy, 70 degrees in Sulphur, 70 in Lake Charles, 72 degrees in Jennings, and a nice cool 65 degrees off the coast there in Cameron. And that's because the water temperatures are cool right now this time of the year, and the wind is coming off of the water, so it's going to be cool out there. Spring fever is moving on into the area this weekend and will be with us throughout the entire weekend. And you want to know how much will it feel like spring? Well, let's check it out with you. Checking the temperatures for you over the next couple of days. You can see we're starting off near 60 tomorrow morning. We're going to have some clouds moving in, but the good news is that's not going to stop the warm-up because we're still going to make it into the mid-70s area-wide. Now, I can't rule out an isolated shower north of I-10 heading up towards Oakdale, DeRidder. But again, I don't think we're going to see a large amount of rain. I think the chances are very, very small. We're probably talking less than a 10% chance. But wanted to mention it anyways. If you have any outdoor plans, I do think a better chance of rain will move across the area on Sunday. But even Sunday, it will not be an all-day rain. So don't cancel your outdoor plans. But you may have to rearrange a few things during the day on Sunday, as there is going to be a chance or a period of a couple of hours where I do think showers and storms will be moving through the area. And look at these temperatures. Yes, 78 degrees on Sunday. It's going to be a warm one coming up for us, as some warmer air will be with us. We're going to be looking about above normal temperatures out there. We had sunshine today, but you can see some of those clouds increasing. I know Faye was calling in from Oakdale earlier today, and she was talking about some clouds were increasing, and you can see that on our satellite picture. That's ahead of our next storm system now, producing severe weather in Texas, and you severe thunderstorm watch there as storms are beginning to develop there. We're not going to see that. That's the first disturbance that's going to move to our north, but eventually we'll see the system impacting our weather. So tomorrow, mainly a mix of sun and clouds with that warmer air streaming in from the south and west. And as we go throughout the day, again, mainly sun and clouds. I'm not expecting a big rain chance, but heading into Sunday, this little disturbance ahead of this front will be moving across the area, and that could spark a few isolated showers and storms in the northern portion of the area, and then pushing to the south. Then behind that first front, we'll see some cool air on Tuesday, highs dropping back into the 60s. And by Wednesday, yes, the second front arrives with that big high pressure moving out of Canada. That's cold air, and that's going to be plunging on down all the way to the Gulf Coast, so get ready for another cool down. 58 degrees tonight with those clouds arriving. Clouds and sun mix coming up on your Saturday with an isolated shower. It will be breezy, and then your Easter Sunday right now looks like showers and storms likely at some point, but it will not be an all-day rain, and then very cool and unsettled next week.
All right, thank you, Cedric. Drew Shirley here with sports, and it's busting the travel budget yet. Are they homesick?
It's been quite a road trip. McNeese basketball ladies haven't played at home since March the 2nd. That hasn't seemed to bother them one bit, and now they're on their way to their final stop. Sports is next.
In 3, 2, 1, fade take out. Standing by. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go see.
Now 7 Sports with Drew Shirley, local first.
Like you, go
They have now traveled almost 7,000 miles. They've been on the ground in 11 different states.
You're clear. Your
they're
shot
still going.
doesn't look focused.
The State Cowgirls have made it 4 the hard way. The last 2 weeks, they've won games in Georgia, North Carolina, and now South Dakota to earn a spot in the championship game of the Women's Basketball Invitational. Last night, the Cowgirls trailed the Lady Coyotes of South Dakota by 12 points with 13 minutes to play. But behind Ashlyn Baggett's 26 points, Caitlin Baggett's 19, and 14 from Cecilia Okoye, McNeese State came all the way back to win and win by 8. 71-63 was the final as the comeback Cowgirls did it again. And for the 3rd time in 3 games, they beat a higher seed on the road, and they are now just 1 win away from the WBI title. 8 seed McNeese will stay on the road, traveling to Detroit, Michigan for the championship game of the Women's Basketball Invitational. The Cowgirls will face the top seed in the East region, the Lady Titans of Detroit. This game will tip off at 2 o'clock tomorrow on Dick Vitale Court. So the game should be awesome, baby, with a capital A. We hope to have highlights for you tomorrow night at 6 and 10.
Marvin.
How are your brackets doing? Well, mine are in flames after March Madness resumed last night with the Sweet 16, and Marquette just ran Miami off the court to advance to the Elite Eight. 4-seed Syracuse made short work of top seed Indiana, which means there are just 2 #1 seeds left. Ohio State got another late clutch 3 to secure its victory over Arizona, and Wichita State continued to shock everyone. You get it? Just shock, because they're the shockers and they shock people. Anyway, they beat LaSalle to move on. 4 more games tonight if you're interested in that sort of thing. It was a good night for McNeese sports all the way around as the baseball Cowboys jumped all over Northwestern State last night. Tyler Clauser's first home run of the season was a grand slam, and it turned a 2-0 deficit into a 4-2 lead for McNeese in the second inning. Bryce Kingsley got some good defense and more timely hitting behind him, and the Cowboys went on to win 11-5 in the first of 3 this weekend with the Demons. Game 2 underway shortly, and we'll have highlights for you tonight at 10. The softball ladies are on the road this weekend against Central Arkansas, and right now the Cowgirls trail the Sugar Bears, and no, I'm not making that up, 3-0 in the 6th inning of Game 1. And finally tonight, this is professional golfer Jason Duffner meeting and greeting some kids at a Dallas area school the other day. And if you don't think Duffner looks too happy, you're not the only one. Some of his PGA buddies decided to point this out on Twitter and start a new meme called Duffnering. Here's Bubba Watson Duffnering, and here's Rory McIlroy with his version of the Duffner. And now let's take a look at Keegan Bradley, Dustin Johnson, and Brant Snedeker, all Duffnering. And note the carefully placed pinch between the cheek and gum. Duffnering coming to a Twitter account near you. That's what I can get behind. Just sit down and sit on your hands. And
poor photographic moment for him.
It was.
Thank you, Drew. Cedric is back with the final check of weather up next. Stay with us.
And fade taken. 15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Proceed. Stand by the mics. Thank you.
Well, we're going to be looking at some warm weather this evening in the lower 70s now. Here's your temperature trend. Drew's favorite. We're going to be staying warm right through the evening. That's right. But it's going to stay warm, but around 60 degrees with that mild weather. Good interpretation from Drew there on the forecast. Easter Sunday looks kind of wet, but not an all-day rain. Cooler and unsettled next week.
All right, thank you, Cedric. That does it for 7 News at 6. Back on the air at 10 for Nightcast or anytime online and on the mobile device. KPLC-TV.com. For Drew Shirley, Cedric Haynes, and everybody behind the camera, I'm Charlie Haldeman. We thank you for joining us. Have a good evening and a good Easter weekend.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fade, take it.